Okay, Evan.
Hey,
Time for some schmupping.
hell yeah.
Yeah,
Ready to
so,
watch someone be good at...
yeah,
I'm
we'll
gonna-
see. We'll see if I'm good. I'm pretty good if I'm just playing on baby difficulty. That's what I'm gonna do.
I told myself I'd start using STG instead of shmup as an acronym, and then when I tried to say it, I totally drew a blank. I was like,
Yeah, I mean, when you're
Shmup
writing it
is
out,
fun.
STG is kind of hard, but shmup is very fun to like verbalize.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so I'm playing as the unlockable craft for maximum overpowered nonsense,
Ooh.
which takes a while to unlock. So I know you've played this game. I don't know that you have this guy yet.
Oh, no, definitely not.
Yeah, it just takes time. Luckily, it's not a skill thing.
Yeah, so I started playing this game, and I told myself that I would try to get really good at it and play for a while, and wanted to be able to beat it on one quarter and everything like that. And then this game called Monolith, somebody talked about it.
Yeah, that happened. You know, there's so many games, and sometimes they're Monolith.
Yep.
Yeah, this one a lot. I can't remember where was I kept hearing about it that I ended up picking it up, but I'm glad I did because it's real good. Pretty recent, like 2015 or 14 or something.
Yeah, I was surprised because this looks like it should be like a Saturn game or something. But
Yeah, it's
like, I
kinda-
guess even
It's indie in a way. It doesn't have all the fancy pants graphics.
yeah, this visual style kind of reminds me of those like Chinese River King or whatever they're called. Those illegal gambling machines that you see like pop up here and there. Like there's a very similar art style to those.
Yeah, I can see what you mean. And I don't even know. Like, I don't know what this game's plot is or anything. I assume that it was aliens or something. I could have looked it up. But I don't really care. It's not like our type where there's lore.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. Yeah, using the lockable ship, you just have to collect a certain number of these stars over many, many playthroughs. You'll eventually get it. It looks like the secret last boss, except smaller, of course, because it's not boss sized. But it's just kind of good at everything. You've got like a well-rounded ship, a ship that kind of has like radius option targeting. Like, no, let's describe it. You've got little things that move with you, but when you hold down lock on, it locks into place. And the third ship is just fast and shoots straight forward.
Yeah, watching this one, this is really different from what I've been playing. So I must have been doing the first shit.
Yeah, I tend to like the third one, the fast one. I just feel like I do best with it, but that could also just be kind of luck. It's hard to say.
I think with me not being as familiar with these types of games, the third one's just a little bit too hard for me to control.
Yeah, that makes sense too. Normally I like to be able to move. I mean, if you hold lock on, you can slow down, so you at least have some
Yeah.
options. Yeah, so I guess this game's kind of like one of its gimmick mechanics is that this lock-on system. When you hold a button to make a circle around yourself, and it locks onto enemies. It comes in, and when you let go, it shoots them. For the most part, you kind of just shoot stuff here. Well, there's also a break button. So instead of like you have a bomb stock, you have this gauge that fills up and then turns into a bomb when it goes so high.
Oh, wow.
But then every time you use a bomb, that gauge goes up, so you're still sort of limited. And then when it fills up, you do this thing where you just call it break and gain lots of points, and you shoot a big laser everywhere.
Yeah, this is specifically the thing that reminds me the most of those gambling machines. Just the way it's filling the screen, and there's like basically money flying everywhere, numbers coming at you, explosions.
Yeah, and the boost mode, which is a different mode. I'm just playing regular kind of original style game, but what boost is apparently has some kind of dynamic difficulty level based on how long you go without bombing and getting hit, or something like that. But the way it works is once you fill that up, you're just in boost all the time until you die or whatever. So the reason I'm not playing that is because it's probably just very hard to follow, since it's just how loud and crazy it is when this happens all the time. It's fun to do, maybe not so much fun to look at.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably easier for me to concentrate on talking without hearing all that visual or that auditory noise going on in the background.
Definitely. So yeah, there was also, when you beat the bosses and mid-bosses, you get that choice of power-up. I think because I'm playing on Novice, I can pick 1-up, so you don't always get those for real. I'm just choosing them so I can last longer. I've kind of assumed that the stars, you get like 10,000 stars or whatever, because those, I guess they're your score and they also give you extra lives. Maybe they're just kind of not the best. I've always thought of them as the best options. But maybe it's not really as tied to scores as I think it is. I think you also get, like, you can refill your bomb gauge to put it back down to the minimum. What was the other one? I don't remember when I look at it. Yeah, you just have some choices for power-ups. But I always like the one that gets me lives because, lives.
Oh yeah. This almost sounds like a petty thing to complain about, but in games like this where the score gets so huge, I always have a really hard time kind of wrapping my mind around it. Something like Monolith, where you get 100,000 points. Oh, that means something. 1 or 200,000 points. That's the thing I can kind of wrap my mind around. I can think how much better I'm doing one run to another. But then when you start getting into the billions, I just kind of glaze over.
Yeah, and I'm already into the billions. This is level 2.
Yeah.
And I've crushed billions of points. So yeah, I can see the difference. Cookie Clicker must just not work at all for you then.
Well, the thing with Cookie Clicker is that they truncate it every once in a while.
They do that. Yeah, that's true. You don't have to like count off. Oh yeah, I remember now. One of them refills the bomb gauge, and the other one just gives you a full gauge, so you could break immediately or whatever. Yeah, now that I think about it, that might actually be the best score one. I guess, like, hypothetically, you're so good for max score that you're never bombing. You don't need the lives or whatever. Obviously, I'm not that good, so for me, I'm going to get the one that gives me lives. What you kind of want to do is fill up the gauge. If you fill up the gauge and then there's another second gauge, if you fill them both up, you can just burst twice. I've been doing it, but I didn't explicitly mention the double break.
Yeah, every time you do the double break, I just have no idea what's going on in the background.
Yeah, luckily everything is dying, so you don't need to know. It's kind of an interesting, like, dynamic with the lock-on because it's also your focus fire and slow down button. But, instead of holding it down for the whole boss, which is what I would normally be doing, I gotta let go of it once I fill up.
Oh, wow, this is a weird perspective.
You know, like for the boss?
Oh, yeah, like it started looking like it was top down during most of the level, then it switched to this, like looking up at the boss above the mountain, and it kind of descended down into it. There was a thing on a Monolith stream a while back where the developers were saying they deliberately made their game have kind of an ambiguous perspective, so it wasn't really clear which way the camera was facing, or if there even was like a fixed camera point or anything like that. This gives them more room to work with things and design bosses around. And that was kind of reminding me of this, because
so in this case, I think it probably is just sloppy.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, like with here, it doesn't quite work that way because a lot of the buildings and objects are like pseudo 3D. So you'll be coming at it from almost an isometric perspective, and then all of a sudden it's like, nope, this is top down and this is bottom up, and
yeah, I think it's probably something you don't even notice while playing either.
Oh no, I didn't notice it until I was watching you do it right now.
Yeah, that's what I figured. It's just one of those.
Awesome job on that boss, by the way.
Yeah, I actually, like, I've only managed to beat that guy without dying, like, on the normal difficulty, like, once, and I have no idea how I did it. There were a bunch of times when I just should have died, and I, by sheer luck, just weaved through the bullets in a way that, like, made me look really good and cool if you're watching a replay. I will probably never deliberately be able to do that. It's a pretty standard kind of level environment. Well, I guess you got like some kind of like sort of urban military environments up until this point. Now suddenly we're fighting flowers and stuff.
Flying islands.
Yes, because again, I don't know what the story of this is. I don't know why we're suddenly fighting man plants and stuff.
Well, we just had all these assets lying around.
I guess so. Just draw assets until we're done. Explosion at the asset factory. Or you know what? It was really like good and dedicated. I would have actually looked things up. But nope. One thing I need to look up is bullets. It's good to get back to a kind of like this style of arcade game because I've been waiting to. I was playing R-Type for this a while ago, and I was like, play more R-Type, but I just played Ghouls and Ghosts instead, and just started going through that series. Got kind of a masochistic streak, I guess. Where instead of caring about score, you don't. Oof.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever beaten that game.
It's hard.
Ghouls and Ghosts. Is that the one where like you can get the wrong secondary weapon picked up at a certain point, you can't win the game?
Okay, so it's like this. At the end of the last level in Ghouls and Ghosts, the original, you gotta have the shield weapon, or else it just says, oh no, you need the shield, idiot. Go back 2 levels, and then you have to get back.
Okay.
But then regardless, once you do that, you go fight the last boss, and then the game says, oh, that wasn't the real last boss, start the game over, and then you have to go through the whole game again to get the ending. With no real differences, it's just...
Huh.
Just the same things that they could get more quarters out of you. Even though like it's kind of it's like knowing the level based, so you can really do it the second time much easier. And then in the sequel, it's kind of like that, but you don't need to have a weapon when you get through the first time. You do the second time, and it's a new weapon that you couldn't get on the first loop. It's actually pretty good, unlike the shield, which was really bad. I got like a Capcom arcade collection and just ended up playing all of those.
Yeah, I feel like every other generation I get way into those types of games and just haven't the last one, so I think I'm due for it.
Yeah, I've been looking for it. I don't know. I don't know if I'm sated in terms of really hard games. Helps when it's a handheld because I was playing on Vita.
Yeah.
Just being able to kind of pick it up and put it down.
Yeah, I've been keeping my eye out for something like that on the Switch that isn't bad. I've heard mixed things about some of the stuff that's on there now.
Right. What was on there? I feel like I remembered something that was on there that I forgot that was on there that I was going to say to you, but then I forgot. I'd like to just have to look through all of those games.
It's impressive you're able to have this much conversation with all this going on in the game.
Yeah, I had a zen moment with this game where I was feeling really tired and crappy, and I found I just put this on easy, and I can just totally just relax with this game. It's not normally a thing I do with a shmup, but
yeah,
playing on the easy difficulty for these things just show up the easy difficulty. I've kind of realized this is actually can be pretty relaxing because it's so flow-based, right?
Yeah.
For me, at least, I'm not like thinking super actively about what I'm doing. It's not a thinking man's genre.
You know what game I could actually really go for right now is Dig Dug.
Dig Dug is a cool game too.
I haven't played a game of Dig Dug in a long time.
Yeah, I haven't. I've played Dig Dug in years. I've just seen Puka and said, yes, I like that enemy. I appreciate this character design. That's the majority of Dig Dug I've done. I enjoyed the fact that like Mr. Driller is related to Dig Dug. It's his son or something weird like that.
Huh. I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
There's something like that. It's very strange. I God. You know, Monolith kind of has broken my brain because I see this and I'm like, yeah, it's kind of like armor attack. He falls down.
Yeah. Oh, man.
And armor attack, I just thought was from as a character from Gunstar Heroes. So there's like some sort of free association game happening here.
My problem is every time I see that boss now after watching that stream, I can't help but think of that thing the developer said, which was he protect. What was it? He protect, he attack, but most importantly, he armor tech. and then the other one goes, "Oh, that's pretty funny." Says, "Yes, that is literally why he is named that." That's all I can think about now.
Yeah. We're in the meme apocalypse.
Yep.
Yeah, level 4 is back to kind of normal people, army stuff, I guess. Well, I think I just saw a tank. Yeah, that's a tank riding on an airship. I don't think I've noticed that before now.
They're kind of flying above the city right now.
Yeah.
Where they were.
You could have just put a gun on your airship, but no. Then you give a tank a piggyback ride. Oof. Got a second time. Flew into something I shouldn't have.
Yeah, I just saw that.
It's not too bad, really. Had worse.
Yeah.
Classic going through
Downward
clouds
usually.
moments.
I love everything about the way this game plays. I kind of hate how it looks.
Yeah, I can see that. It's not the prettiest. Especially after playing some, like, you know, nicer looking games lately. Like, yeah, Monolith is one, but, like, Final Boss. Like, a really nice retro art style that's simple, that's, like, clean. It's simple and clean.
Yeah.
It's basically Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, this is flashy in the way that, like, a really shitty carry-out place that might have a chandelier in the lobby. It's flashy.
It's maybe the best possible comparison. I mean, it is, like, you can still see what's going on, which is important.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Because I have played some shmups lately that I would not show here because I don't like them very much, and they have that problem of, we're going to make this look flashy by just having, like, lasers and stuff going in the background that just look like enemy bullets. It's a big no-no, I think. Here I've got everything nice. I can see where my hitbox is.
See those robots trying to summon the devil?
It's also a Mega 10 game.
You know, this is actually a really cool... I just complained about how this game looks, but this is a really cool boss fight. Like, the purple clouds in the background and flashes of lightning going across.
Yeah, it's actually like, it's feels like it's very unique in this game, that kind of weird pattern thing. It just feels a lot less like stuff there, and has a more of a Toho feel. So I like that. It's a very memorable part of the game.
Yeah, definitely.
I can pick out and say, yes, I remember that this happens in this level. It's not just something I'll remember when I see it, but I have a hard time picking out after the fact. I remember this level maybe has some of the most memorable stuff with the bosses, because I remember all these, like, circle guys, too. A pretty standard trick of just sending guys out behind you, though. Not that I haven't seen that before.
Okay, yeah, the perspective on this city is driving me insane.
Oh, God, you're right.
That's kind of what I was
Don't notice it until you look at it.
Yeah.
I can't help but think of Puma Man, the MST3K episode where the guy falls sideways.
Oh, man. That's more than there's more of us. I like the stuff they're doing now with loop tracks, but there's old movies.
I have to watch The Room. I think I'll just watch it. I feel like that's... As a lover of terrible things, the fact that I haven't seen it is a shame. I like how I just name dropped Final Boss earlier, a game that isn't out. It was just a demo from 2 years ago.
Yep.
Without comment. People can look up Final Boss because it's a very complete and good demo that is worth playing.
Yeah, and I found everybody who's the developers just starting with Clover now, starting to talk about it. So, yeah, for real soon.
I hope so, because I'll play. It's a lot of very good indie shmups that I have on my wish list or just in my Steam library now I haven't gotten to yet, and it's killing me getting the right balance between just giving each one a chance and just playing them. It's probably something I should use streams to just give myself an excuse to play a bunch of these games.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, this freaking city.
Yeah, that's a FedEx arrow. I'm not going to be able to not think about that.
I'm sorry.
It's a very
Yeah,
link
it's
between
really-
worlds. Can't unseen. Yeah, only 5 levels in this game, so you go from Sideways City to less Sideways Factory, I guess. Yeah, actually, this is a really cool level too because they throw out like, we'll see it, but like all sorts of crazy stuff. Just stop all over the place, This is a tank with a 4-way turret.
Oh, wow, yeah, I just saw that.
Again, I never really looked at before, and now I'm like, that's ridiculous. Who built this stuff? Oh, I think I noticed it before, actually. I pointed out, but when you're doing a break, you get more lock-ons.
Oh, that's
It's
cool.
hard to notice, but you can see the gauge actually increases in size when you do that. So you get a few more shots off. It's like 4 per break or something.
Yeah, I'll be totally honest. It's very hard to find anything on the screen right now. Okay.
Yeah, like you can kind of see that the 8 or however many of those are the bars and the lock-on in the bottom left just kind of doesn't exist.
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean. That's cool.
So when I break one, a few of them come back. It's hard to say how much of a difference it's making while you're playing, but probably some kind of difference. Better than... It makes sense that it didn't have normal because I got this special ship that wipes out everything.
No.
That helps. Very powerful, high spread. Not as
Yeah,
fast as
it-
the third ship, but that can be okay.
Yeah, this is a good way to like learn the boss patterns, just to learn how the game works.
Yeah. And all like the top scores use this because I
Yeah.
nothing wrong with it. I don't think I've eaten the whole thing on 1 credit before, but we'll see if I can do it this time.
Yeah, you seem to be making progress every level, getting a few more lives.
Yeah. And on the like novice difficulty too, I think it's easier to get lives. The requirements are lower. Yes, this is the first boss again right here. We're just fighting him again. That's the cool thing. It's like a boss rush done more correctly than Capcom usually does it. But I think they're
That's
really
great. I guess it makes sense thematically, because if you're in this big factory that's producing all these mega machines you've been fighting.
Yeah, I like this way of doing it. It's not always it's not a cliche that I think needs to be in every game. And usually not in a shmup, but just by making it easier, then it's cool. And then you see a second boss here and a bunch of parachuting tanks that are kind of moving sideways also.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I guess this art style isn't very good, huh? It's not the best.
It's very detailed.
It is that. It has the details.
Yeah, with boss rushes, I never know how I feel about them, and a lot of that depends on if it was like an arcade game or not first. Because boss rushes in a lot of arcade games always feel kind of like order grabs.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we're not... Because with most of these older arcade games, you're coming there partially for the spectacle. Just like see the really big sprites and the really cool art for all the different enemies and all the different things in the game.
Yeah, totally.
And it's like, well, let's reuse some stuff you've already done and see if that can be cool. And then we can move on to the new stuff. It felt like there was some essential bargain that they were violating. I'm going to feed my quarters into you, and you're going to keep showing me interesting new things.
Yeah, especially depending on the game. You can see a logic there. And just we got like third boss flower thing. There's a couple of them.
Yeah, like there's really interesting, cool stuff in this game, even if it's not always consistent.
Yeah, like it's fine. Like, it's something I played this game for hours without even thinking about it. Noticing because it's very much.
Oh yeah,
Just wild.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be the exact same way. I never got this far, but yeah, I never noticed any of this.
It is very funny. Like, I'm glad you pointed it out because it adds a new dimension of entertainment to the whole thing. You're like, oh, everyone's falling sideways. This is the regular final boss here. Shouldn't have any difficulty beating him with these remaining lives and seeing the special boss, which is good. He starts with his own little couple of things. It's kind of like gotta get back to lock-on lasers.
That's
Yeah, which is different for every craft also. Actually, I should show some of the other ones because they have a slightly different style of firing. I don't think it matters other than just aesthetically, but that's still cool. I like that detail. This game suffers from a thing too. I've been noticing that a lot of games have good music and then really loud sound effects, so you can't actually tell. It kind of works here. I'm kind of like, this music's probably maybe a little bit too cheesy synthy, but I kind of wish I could hear it.
I'll probably have to listen to that in the archives then, or I guess try this out for myself.
Yeah, I think you can get the OST too. It's just one of those things. A lot of arcade games probably have that problem. Yeah, because I remember really liking the music in Smash TV, and you could never hear it.
So watching this fight and all the different bullet patterns in it, it's reminded me of something I thought about Gungeon a long time ago, which was that when that game first came out, we were in the Comrade/Indie channel talking about it, and I think it might have been a little bit after it came out, but we were talking about it, and I was like, yeah, it's just really hard. I just can't, and you're like, I don't get it. It's not that hard. It's just not. And I think a lot of it, honestly, is there are a lot of patterns that these games have in common. Because I'm seeing patterns come out of this boss that are almost identical to some stuff in Monolith or some stuff I've seen in Gungeon and other places like that. And it's been interesting getting into STGs and shmups or whatever, because I didn't realize how much common language and how interconnected they all were.
Yeah, definitely. That is a huge thing.
If you're good at one, you can kind of do all of them. I assumed it was more like a fighting game where, Oh, well, you might be good at Street Fighter, but you can't play an anime fighter. You have to get good at those separately.
I think there's a certain amount of commonality between those games too, though. I think there's a lot of the stuff does carry over, but maybe not necessarily. I know I'm not good enough at fighting games to really be sure, but
Oh yeah. At the high end, it's probably a totally different thing. But like at the level I'm at,
oh yeah,
where we're getting quote unquote good at a fighting game for me means I know how to do most of the combos for 2 or 3 characters.
right.
And like a couple of those skills transfer over. Like you want me to throw a fireball, I can throw a fireball at you all day. Give me any game with a fireball, and I can probably do it.
Quarter circle. Did you see the guy? I don't remember where I saw this. Just saw an image of the guy getting really mad at the guy using the term fireball and talking about Dragon Ball Z because they're key blasts.
Oh, I did not hear that.
It seems like the thing that would have been posted in Slack, but I don't remember where I found it. And I just thought it was incredibly funny.
Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, I got really scared for a second. I thought somebody was knocking at my kitchen porch door. We have a deck on the back. It's a second-story deck, and you can't get up to it. It's only attached to the kitchen and nothing else, and I thought I heard someone knocking on the glass. It's my wife's cat in the litter box, like trying to cover up his poop so hard he's banging the litter box against that glass door.
It is very funny.
That was... My heart jumped out of my chest.
That is very extremely funny.
I'm sorry, I have no idea what we were talking about.
I don't know, I just fought the extra last boss.
Oh, awesome. You still have
Died a
2
bunch
lives
times.
left.
Yeah, that went pretty good, and I died more times on that than anything else, but I've only done it a few times, so that makes sense. Yeah, okay, stage stars are points, so I don't know, maybe stars is the best scoring thing for...
Oh, that is kind of nice. They highlight the first 3 digits.
Yes. Yeah, okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Oh, and it looks like they highlight from the billion spot on, or from the 100 million spot on. That's pretty useful.
Yeah, okay, that's pretty good, because those are like probably the most relevant digits.
Yeah.
I doubt you're going to get many more. I don't know what the high score is, but judging by that score, probably doesn't add any more digits. I wonder if I've ever actually watched these credits now that I think about it, because I'm watching like this movie start up and I'm thinking, have I ever seen this?
Weird.
And I mean, it's at least partially custom because that's my ship.
I don't know why, but something about this angle and like the fidelity of it, the frame rate. I'm expecting Clockwork Knight to like jump down or something.
Yeah, this is very Saturn. And the fact that it's a really absurd ship design.
Yeah. You know what? Actually, Saturn games and shmups might explain that aesthetic a little bit more.
Yeah, that could be the case.
I have zero nostalgia for like Saturn sprites. But I could get that some people that are really into shmups would be, because I've heard there's a lot of really good ones on that system.
Yeah, I never actually no, I've played an actual Saturn a few times, but I'm not super familiar with it. I think it was like I could have rented a Saturn or a PlayStation, and I ended up renting a Saturn and like Gex. So basically the worst decision I've ever made in my life.
Yeah, I've only ever played a Saturn at like Best Buys or Best Buys and CompUSA's. CompUSA's also being where I played 100% of my CDI games.
Well, that's any CDI games at all, so that's above average, I would say. Because I don't know if there are any good CDI games. There has to be at least one, right?
Actually, I don't know if I'm thinking of the CDI or not. What was the... So it wasn't...
Shooting game never die.
What was that game that wasn't the Saturn but did have Gex on it? What was the game console?
I only know it was on Saturn and PlayStation. I don't know.
The
3DO? Yeah, okay. I don't know anything about the 3DO.
Yeah, it was the 3DO they had at the CompUSA, not a CDI. It looked like a PlayStation, but a little bit better. And that was basically all I thought about it.
I'll never actually watch that replay, but I will save it.
Oh no, I'm sorry. It didn't look like a PlayStation. It looked like a yeah. I thought it looked like a really good Super Nintendo because I remember it being like the first thing I saw before seeing an actual N64 that was in 3D.
Right, that makes sense. Or a really messed up.
I remember it made the same Boy George joke over and over again in that first level, and I didn't get it. And then I got old enough, and then I found out what the joke was, and I was like, "Wow, that was really tasteless."
Yeah, I guess that was probably the second one. That's the one I remember having a Boy George joke.
Because I had only ever played the first level, I heard that joke a lot.
Yeah, man. I watched, there was these guys, Chip and Ironicus, and someone else did a whole thing, a really long stream of all the Gex games, and I had forgotten how, like, I had played those games, but I didn't remember them. And it was just like, these are really awful.
Like people talk about Busby, or Bubsy. But like the Bubsy games were like they had a charm to them.
Yeah, I mean, I like that Bubsy is back now, and you've got like Sonic Twitter making fun of him and everything. It's about and I'm just showing off with a time attack. It's a totally different level, and it's very strange. Your objective is to get as far as you can before your time runs out. I think it's a strange mode.
Sorry, now I'm sitting over here thinking about the. I totally forgot what mode you were doing or anything about that because I'm sitting over here thinking about the Bubsy physics, the James Turrell retrospective.
It's okay. There's really never a bad time to think about the Bubsy because it's the James Turrell retrospective. Never goes out of style. Activate ghost mode.
It's been a while since we've had an Arcane Kids game.
An Arcade Kids game at basically any time. It is my aesthetic. Yeah, I'm real bad at this mode too.
The perfect stride games, then I guess. Huh. It was a vaporwave game that Jeff Gershman played on Professional Fridays a while ago.
I suppose I probably saw this because I watch all of the Professional Fridays, but don't. The name sounds familiar, so I must have seen it. I just don't know what it is. Maybe I have to go back.
It's like a weird color palette shifted vaporwave version of a Tony Hawk level, and you're on a hoverboard and you use a vape cigarette. And I might have been thinking. No, you know what? I'm thinking of something else. It's a different vaporwave like skateboard inspired game.
That's a genre now?
A genre of two at least.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it might be this one. I can't. One of them's really bad while it is. This one isn't out yet, so this might be the one to play.
Anyway, if it's Arcane Kids, it's probably interesting.
Anyway, the entire thing we are actually doing.
All right. Yeah, I'm pretty bad at this mode, so I tend not to do good at it. Probably because it's just a totally different level, so whenever I'm going into it, it's like, what is this? I didn't practice this, I don't know what this is. It's confusing, it's frightening. I think I've ever beaten this second boss. This train, or no, it's a tank riding a train, which makes more sense than tank riding a plane. Maybe I have done this before. Either way. Actually, yeah, I think if you beat this, that's the end of the thing, you get scored in the remaining time, but I could be making that up. I'm not going to find out now.
No.
I think that is the case, though. I guess there can't be much more than that. You only get 3 minutes. Only a C. It goes like C++ and all sorts of crazy ranks.
Huh.
Other programming languages. All right, there's at least one more thing I kind of want to show, and that's going the other direction and show the hardest difficulty.
Ooh.
Which I will probably last 5 minutes in, if that. Here's the fun. See how crazy this gets.
I got cocky memorizing enough patterns to be decent at Danmaku 2 on the hardest difficulty, and I was like, I'm gonna go play a Touhou game on highest difficulty, and just got stomped.
Which one?
Touhou 4, I think.
Okay, yeah, that one's pretty reasonably tough. Or like probably 6 or something. I think 4 is on it's the old non-Windows game. I can't even remember.
Oh, actually, I have it here. Let me check.
Oh, yeah. I had never actually paid enough attention to know about this mechanic that the tutorial is explaining. Probably because I never watched this tutorial. I just assumed it was the same.
Oh, sorry, no, it was Touhou 10.
Okay, 10. No, 10's not too bad.
Yeah, no, it's not too bad, but like...
Yeah, when you're on the higher difficulty, obviously, it's much tougher. And that's one of the ones where you can't just continue from where you got game over.
Yeah. And I had mistaken just memorizing how a game plays to being good at this type of game.
Right.
So I assumed I know how to play these now.
Yeah, so this mode's got remixed music, which is interesting or different or whatever. And yeah, the mechanic was like trying to kind of wanted to give it a serious shot. When you kill guys with lock-on shots, apparently it destroys the bullets near them, and the radius is wider depending on how many lock-ons you actually had. So that might actually be why this seems so impossible.
Oh, jeez.
It might also just be impossible. It's one of those two things. I guess it looks different too, because this is like an evening kind of style.
I feel like if it was actually impossible, it wouldn't have a good reputation within the community.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not actually impossible. It was just very, very difficult. Probably go on YouTube. Actually, yeah, I would love to watch someone just destroy this specific mode. It's nuts.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, music continue.
I watched somebody do the hardest mode of Mushihime-sama, and it kind of broke my brain.
Yeah, those are that's a very tough one. And even among the cave games, I find that one one of the tougher ones I've played. There's a bunch of things to play, though. I don't think I've ever played Espagaluda and some of the other really famous ones.
Yes, someday I want to get a proper fight stick, mostly to play Schmucks with.
Yeah, that is a thing I've thought about sometimes as well, because it's fun.
I gotta let my dog out. I will be right back.
Sure, I'll continue to bang my head against this for a while.
Alright.
If I stop as soon as I get over, it's not as much fun. People should see for themselves the real difference in difficulty available. From the easiest to the hardest here. I lost more lives in this level than I had the whole baby difficulty. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's true. If it isn't, then it's not far, and it will probably be true before I beat the boss. I'm also using a normal craft that isn't crazy. So that helps. I'm not overpowered anymore. Whoa. Eesh. It's okay too, because this beat the bosses so fast, you don't entirely get a feel for them. There's some advantage to that too. Just looking at a boss pattern, I can kind of do it. Mostly because I'm not expected to do that shot canceling thing. It's probably a big part of it too. That said, here I am, failing over and over again, so. played. Don't have any medals for. 'Cause the way those medals are is, I think. Yeah. Okay. So each row is a mode. Each column is a ship. So that means I don't have any medals on the arcade difficulty with the third ship, which seems odd. But maybe I've only used it once. Maybe that's why I found it the most successful. Because I've never challenged myself with it. Maybe I am the fool. Because I should be also learning to charge up more, tending to leave out the little bursts. But if what I hear is true, you want to lock on more guys so you can cancel more bullets. I really want to watch a good replay to see how the hell people do this. It's a bit beyond me, I think. A bit more than a bit. That's a bit is maybe understating it just a tad. Tags. The different music does come through in the recording on the screen and what have you, because I think it is. Might just be that it's different that makes me like it a lot. It might not actually be better. Just the change of pace. Yeah, it's pretty neat. Yeah, so we're top down. Now we're kind of sideways. Oh yeah, we're going into the mountain. I never really thought about it. It's weird, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I like seeing maximally local versions of boss can do. Not too bad, that was the first part. I'm doing okay here for once. I realize saying that means I'll definitely die in 2 seconds, but that's okay. Yeah, there it is. there is something for destroying all the arm segments, actually, so... I think it's just an achievement or something else, who cares. I kind of care. To do it. That's the answer to that question. I think it's hard to do, though. I guess I were on the easy difficulty.
Whew, I'm back.
Hey! So, I think I've shown a good bit of this, but there is actually something I just wanted to point out for a fun fact. Because a lot of arcade games do this. I don't know if I can say roast or anything, but whenever you continue, you score a single point. So you can see how many continues you used if you look at the last digit of the score.
Oh.
Right, so it's 9 now. That was my 9th continue. I guess it probably gets less reliable after this because you would start going to 10 and looking around, but it's just a weird thing.
Pretty cool.
It also took me 9 continues to get this far.
No.
Example for how much tougher this is. Yeah, I don't think I need to show the whole hard mode run through. I just wanted to show the range because I thought it would be fun, and because there's like those visual differences and everything. That's cool.
Yeah, that's really neat.
All right. Now let's see if there's any silly thing I want to show. I don't think there's anything really interesting. Yeah, the training menu where you can kind of mess around, practice different modes and settings and ships and all that.
Let's see.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good. So Crimzon Clover is a really good game that you can get on Steam. I don't know what the cost is right now. It's not super expensive or anything.
Yeah, it's very cool. It costs $10 US if you're in the US.
Yeah, that is good. It's well worth that amount for one of these.
£6.99 British pounds, or 10 euros. So yeah.
Yeah, anyway, I'm watching to see, but yeah. Don't know if anyone caught it live or what, but I'm going to archive this, and thanks for watching. And thanks for joining me, Evan.
Oh, yeah, thanks for inviting me. That was really cool.
Yeah, and I forgot to hit stop before I stopped the game, but that's okay. It'll just be black screen, I assume.